there. Now, let's talk party politics. The Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, during the weekend sent a warning to governors to stay clear and avoid interference in the affairs of the People's Democratic Party in Rivers State. The former governor spoke at the party's state congress. He also mentioned that despite the political situation in Rivers State, nobody can take the party away from the people. At the event, party delegates elected Chukwuemeka Aaron as chairman of the party. The Congress held at the PDP Secretariat in Port Harcourt amid the division in the party between members loyal to Governor Siminalayi Fubara and the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike.
They said that we are finished. They are finished. Anywhere you see them say they are finished. And let me assure all of you, not while we live, anybody will take away the structure of PDP from us. Not while we live. And let me tell people, I hear that there are some governors, who say they will take away the structure and give back to somebody. I pity those governors.
Area in Rivers State, Chidi Lloyd joins me on the program from Port Harcourt, Rivers State. Also joining us is former state organizing secretary of the PDP in Lagos State, Leke Oshikoya. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us on the program today. I'll begin with you, Mr. Lloyd. The statement by Nyesom Wike that he will put fire in the state of PDP governors. Do you agree that that statement was provocative?
Put fire in the state of PDP governors. Do you agree that that statement was provocative?
Well, thank you very much for the question. Thank you very much for the question. I'll tell you emphatically that I do not agree that the statement was provocative. The statement was made within a milieu. It was made within a context. So it wasn't made out of the blues. What was he saying? He said, look, I hear some governors say they will take the structure and give to a certain person. And he just told you that the PDP is a party that is a party that runs a constitutional democracy. Nowhere in our constitution do you take structures and hand over to people. No. What happens is that when congresses are contested, the national secretariat sends people to come and conduct congresses. Aspirants buy form, declare for the positions which they want to run for. And when the votes are cast, winners emerge. So when you go through the process, nobody has capacity to take the party structure and hand over to someone who probably was not ready for the work. So that's what the minister referred to. And when he said he will put fire, it is an allegory. He didn't mean that he will go to those states and set fire on in those states. No. What he's saying is that if you interfere with my state, I also have the capacity to interfere with your state. Recall that he came second in the very well contested presidential primaries. So he has the structures across the federation. That is what he's trying to tell them. That he can commence political crisis for them too, so that they will see what it is in Rivers State. And when people make the type of state, I do not blame those who try to, make a mountain out of molehill, because everybody is analyzing from the point of view where he or she stands. My principal did not say anything that will warrant this kind of discourse all week long. We are saying that we didn't see those governors in Rivers State during the build-up to the 2023 elections. Neither did they purchase form for the governor of Rivers State. Neither did they join us in the campaigns any day across the 23 local government areas. So you cannot now come to begin to determine what should happen in our state. No.
All right, Mr. Lloyd.
That's what the minister has said.
I hear you, Mr. Lloyd. And may I just mention also that you should try switch off your TV set so that there is no delay in hearing the question and responding to them in good time. Let me come to you, Mr. Oshikoya. Where exactly has Nyesom Wike gone wrong in his stance that power must return to the South? Because, that seems to always have been his grouse. Mr. Oshikoya, please.
Good evening, and I want to thank you for having me. First and foremost, Mr. Wike got it wrong that he will put fire in all states. But if you allow me to please mention that, I will tell you that he does not have the capacity, he does not have the strength, and the belief is a delusion that he thinks he has power in the 36 states. He only has his power in local government in Rivers State. We have overrated Wike, and as far as I'm concerned, there have been governors before Wike, and there will be governors after Wike. So if he has lost in his state, I think the best thing is for him to see how he will reconcile with his governor. And he's not the first person that has left the party. But he has not done the honorable thing by saying, look, I am not in this party. He wants to be in and out in the sense that he wants to be in the government of APC and destroying PDP. And that is what Wike is doing. And if the leadership of the PDP, I have said it severally, that the leadership is weak. If the leadership is strong, by now Wike should be out of PDP. And I think that is the right thing to do. They should tell him the truth to his face. Yes, he has a big check, he has money, he has everything to go around. But look, if we need a strong opposition in this country, if we want the country to move forward, then Wike should be out of PDP. They should show him the way out of PDP. Yes, he contested. When he contested for the presidential election, he lost the election. And he said, whoever wins, if you remember very well. So irrespective of who the winner comes from, South or North, he gave his word. And I thought he should be a man of his word. But Wike is not a man of his word. You will see him say something today, and tomorrow he will say another thing. But for him to say he will put fire in all other states, he does not have such power. And I'm sure he's joking. And believe me, he's just saying it because there are people with him, so that they will hail him. And that was what they did. After that, nothing. He does not have that capacity. He does not have it. And I say he does not have it because I know he does not have it.
Well, let's get reaction from Mr. Lloyd. You have heard Mr. Oshikoya. He believes that your principle is, perhaps overrated. And he has over time been accused of being high-handed and being overbearing. How do you react to these allegations?
I would react to all that Mr. Oshikoya has said as the nattering neighbors of negativism. Oshikoya is still yet to recover from the round defeat of his presidential candidate. You can see the hate. You can see the venom. You can see the bitterness in Oshikoya. Other than this TV program where you brought me to talk with him, I have not seen Oshikoya on the radar. He's not there to begin to discuss my principle. He has no capacity. Why not wait until then? This was what we heard. This was what we heard as the build-up to the presidential election of 2023. And of course, the results are visible to the deaf and audible, visible to the blind and audible to the deaf. I don't want to join issues with a very bitter Oshikoya, who probably is learning the ropes of politics. I do not know Oshikoya's pedigree politically, But from his statements, it's obvious, it's very bitter. That is what I will tell you. So for what my principal has done is to say everybody should stay in his or her own lane. If you cross my lane, you will not find it funny. Also, I would recommend that Oshikoya should join forces and remove Wike from the party. I wish Oshikoya said this when Alhaji Alimodu Sheriff was chairman of the PDP. You know, we tend to forget so soon. But we will remind the likes of Oshikoya. We will not forget. Wike is an enigma. Wike has become a phenomenon politically. It doesn't matter whether 300 Oshikoyas agree or not.
All right, Mr.
But that
Lloyd.
is the truth. Yes.
All right, we need to take a break now. When we return from this break, the conversation continues. Stay with us. Messrs. Chidi Lloyd and Leke Oshikoya are my guests today on the program, and we are looking at happenings in the People's Democratic Party, especially following the statement over the weekend by Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, about putting fire in a state run by PDP governors. Let me get back to you now, Mr. Oshikoya. You have heard Mr. Lloyd react to some of the points you made earlier, and he believes that you are yet to recover from the defeat of the presidential candidate of the PDP in the last presidential election, Atiku Abubakar. Could that be what's happening?
Mr. Chidi, I listened to you and I heard you call Oshikoya over 15 times. I am sure you love that name. But let me tell you, at no time do I have any grudges against Wike, and there's nothing, and absolutely nothing that will make me go against Wike, because as far as I'm concerned, he has one vote, I have one vote. Even you yourself has a vote. And if we all have one vote, I think we must respect ourselves. Wike is a man that is not a man of his word. And if you must know, you said you do not know Oshikoya. They told you I was the organizing secretary of Lagos State. In 2019, I was the campaign director of Jimmy Agbaje. So if you are in one local government in Cross River State, if you are in Lagos, or if you play politics in the West, I am sure Leke Oshikoya is a name everybody knows. And let me help you. If you are one of those telling Wike aliening, be rest assured that those same people that said Hosanna to Jesus, they were the same ones that said crucify him. And I am sure that very soon you will join those that will say crucify him. Because whether you like it or not, Wike will have to give way for PDP to move forward. And for PDP to move forward, the leadership of the party must quickly show Wike out. They must tell him to honorably go out of the party. If he wants to move out, Benga Daniel was a governor in PDP. He left PDP honorably to APC. Nobody is talking about that man today. There are so many governors that have come and have gone. You talked about Amadou Sherif. He also did the same thing. He was a governor. He's not in the party. They went honorably. Why can't your own principal be honorable? Why don't you people have dignity? Why don't you have self-respect? Why are you allowing the old man to fool himself? It is high time his wife and his children tell him the truth. You bootlickers are all at look. I heard you say behind, oh, am I on point? You are never on point, because the nation is looking at you. Do a random sampling. Ask people that are not politicians, what do they think about Wike? And you'll be surprised at what you will hear. The man needs to do what is honorable. And the only thing honorable at this time is simply for him, for Wike to say, I am leaving PDP for APC. And we will all salute him. We will all wish him well. But for him to be out in the party and be throwing spanner in the party, I think you are not all right. And I think
All right,
a
Mr.
good man
Oshikoya.
will not behave like that.
Mr. Oshikoya, let's bring in Mr. Lloyd. The PDP Disciplinary Committee has actually summoned Nyesom Wike to appear before it. We know that the National Working Committee also will be meeting on Wednesday. What are your expectations?
First and foremost, let me tell you my real designations. I'm Dr. Chidi Lloyd, and I listened with rapt attention when Oshikoya left the issues and attacked my person. Before you there, he called me a bootlicker. And before you there on this program, he said, we are not normal. I demand an apology from you, the presenter of this program, before I continue. If not, I will think that you brought me to on this program to be insulted. I demand an apology from you.
Mr. Lloyd,
before I continue.
Mr.
Yes.
Lloyd, apologies about that.
Dr.
And that
Lloyd,
is the
please.
reason
Dr.
you are here
Chidi
on
Lloyd.
the show, so
Dr.
that
Chidi
you can
Lloyd,
actually
please.
react to whatever comes from the other side of the divide.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much. Now, I'd like to say this clearly, that Oshikoya is a wannabe. He's a wannabe. Ordinarily, I should have left this program. But because of the immense respect that I have for this TV station, I would continue and allow Oshikoya to fool himself. How do you cry over a problem you can't solve? If you were Director General of the candidate who lost an election woefully, so was it Wike's fault? And I know why you are bitter. You are in the PDP in Lagos State, and you know PDP can never win any election in Lagos State. 300 of Oshikoya. You know what people do here? Politics is not an all-comers business. So when you have people like that, you are a candidate, you are a publicity secretary of a political party that has never won any election in Lagos State, and you have the effrontery to say it on a national TV. What is your contribution to the People's Democratic Party? You are asking for Wike to leave the party. Well, that is an aside. If the disciplinary committee have written to my principal, I'm not. The letter wasn't written through me, so I will not speak to that issue until I see the letter. That of course the disciplinary committee would have instances what my principal has done that conflicts with the constitution of the party. We are not afraid of any disciplinary. We are not like the chairman of the BOT, who has a governor from a Labour party and has endorsed him for a second term, even when the governor has not said he will run for a second term. Those are the likes of Oshikoya. And they are very scared of the truth. They are very scared when people say the truth. Oshikoya is saying that he still views Wike as a man with one vote. Does that tell you he's a politician? Wike is like Abraham. He's the father of many nations. Whether Oshikoya likes it or not, for you to think up till now that Wike has just one vote, it shows that I've been wasting my time all along discussing with a political neophyte on a national TV.
I'm staying with you, Mr. Lloyd.
Dr.
It's
Lloyd,
important.
do you have any difficulty in addressing me as Dr. Chidi Lloyd?
Well, Dr. Lloyd agreed, but you know, we do have a house style, which is the reason I've stuck with Mr. But let's go with the doctor for now.
That's okay. That's okay. Yeah.
Staying with you, what is the way forward? I believe your desire should be the growth and development of your party to be able to provide, to be able, Mr. Lloyd, let me land, please, Dr. Lloyd, to be able to provide the needed opposition to the government in power, to bring the dividends of democracy to the people. So what is your advice? What is your counsel about the PDP being stronger and being able to play this role?
The PDP can only remain strong when the PDP adheres to its own rules, when the PDP adheres to its own constitution, when the PDP does truth and justice. It was the build-up to the 2023 election. Our constitution is clear. In the PDP, we have two baskets. If the national chairman of a party comes from a certain part of the country, then it means that the presidential candidate will come from the other part of the country in order to build the cohesiveness
All right.
The integration, you know, in order not to leave any zone.
Okay.
Not to leave any zone out. But
I hear you. I hear you, Dr. Lloyd. You know, for balance, let's also hear from Mr. Shikoya about the way forward. How do you think the PDP can become a stronger opposition in Nigeria? You have about 30 seconds, please. Mr. Shikoya, if you can hear me, I'm asking about the way forward, building a stronger and more viral PDP.
Mr. Chidi Lloyd was asking for an apology. I am sure when he said 300 or Shikoyas, he does not count that as an insult. But I leave him to himself. But let me say this, that if PDP wants to be a strong opposition in Nigeria, if we want to add to the development of this nation as a strong opposition, the first thing we must do as a party is to purge ourselves of individuals or groups that are not in the same page with us. And I say you cannot be in a government of opposition and say you are in the party of an opposition. It is not done anywhere. You cannot be in APC government.
It is obvious where your pain comes from.
That is why a man like that and his people, if they want to go, let them go. If we are only few and we are giving a constructive criticism, we will see that the nation and the party will be on their own. And that is why I think that that's why I think people like this, you see, but that's why I think we must just have a formidable opposition.
All right, Mr. Shikoya. And it's a good way to end the conversation. So as we end the conversation, let me apologize to you both, but I'm really sure that we had a great conversation. You both are brothers in politics, and I'm sure that you meet outside of here and be able to even exchange ideas. Also, let's inform our viewers that the views expressed by our guests are theirs and have no connection whatsoever with TVC News. Former Chairman, Emohua Local Government, Chidi Lloyd, and former PDP State Organizing Secretary in Lagos, Leke Oshikoya. Thank you, gentlemen, for being a part of the program.
Thank you, my dear sister.
For that, our program today, a repeat would be available at midnight and at 6 a.m. I am Abosedi Adenera Duremi. Bye for now.